Ground and pound. Ground and pound.
I got a pro wrestling question. Shinsuke Nakamura, you know him from New Japan and NXT champion right now. What chances would you give him if he would come back to MMA?
I think he'd do well. I think he would be a 205 pounder. I'm not sure what shape his body is in, so he would actually. I wouldn't suggest it because I think it would slow down what he's trying to accomplish right now for himself more than anything, because I think he'd have to take a full year off just to prep his body back again to be a professional fighter. Being a professional wrestler is a little different. There's a lot of durability that you have to have, but some things end up falling by the wayside, and you end up working around with more injuries than you do as an MMA fighter, I think. So I used to train him in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I trained him for some of his last MMA fights. I know he's capable, and I know he's very talented. So, but I think he's doing the right thing right now, and he's showing the great elements of Japanese professional wrestling, of strong style in America, where the wrestling culture could really, really stand to learn some things from Shinsuke Nakamura.
What did you make of Conor McGregor coming out and obviously being quite disrespectful to the WWE guys a few weeks ago? What did you kind of make of that? Because I know you're a big fan of professional wrestling.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, he says a lot of brash and boisterous stuff, and for him to insult the WWE doesn't surprise me. Nor will I think it be the last group of people he insults or brash comment he makes. That's part of his his appeal to some people, I guess, is that you just never know what sort of stuff he's going to say. I tend to agree with CM Punk's assessment of things, of wrestling in general. I think that there's a lot of people involved in professional wrestling that 30, 40 years ago would never even be let in the door of the building. Wrestling is not full of the same tough guys that it used to be. You used to have to pay your own way, go out, do a tryout to get the ever-living crap kicked out of you, and for most people, and for the company to usually just go, nah, he doesn't have it. When Ric Flair was coming up, he was training with the Iron Sheik, Khosrow Vasily, who was a world champion in Greco-Roman wrestling from Iran, a wrestling superpower. He had Chris Taylor, who was the Olympic silver medalist, who was thrown by the German in an amazing suplex. And Chris Taylor's 400 pounds. He had Billy Robinson. He had Vern Gagne, who was another Olympian. These guys would have to run miles, wrestle for real, then work on their techniques of their holds for the matches, and then go run more and go lift more and go. These guys went through training as if they were going to be real professional fighters. Wrestlers nowadays learn how to do choreography. So there's a lot of professional wrestling that has been lost. And but I wouldn't expect Conor to be speaking about that specifically. He just wanted to stir up the pot. And it's not like anybody from the WWE is going to show up on his doorstep and start punching him.
And obviously there seems to be more and more crossover these days with professional wrestling and MMA. Do you think MMA can learn something from professional wrestling? We've got like CM Punk here now, Brock Lesnar returning at UFC 200.
Yeah, absolutely. They could stand to learn a lot from the world of professional wrestling on how to promote, on how to be a personality, how to individualize yourself in a sea of people that often have the same responses to the same questions as everybody else, and wearing the same clothes. Hell, we are wearing the same clothes now. So you need to find another way at which to let your individual light shine out. And I don't doubt that there are some professional wrestlers that have the qualities and the background at which that they could compete in MMA.